Right, YouTube. So we have not done one of these in quite some time. It is a formation guide. I don't even know what today is. Wednesday, I guess. We kind of gotten away from the formation guide Fridays, but here we are on a Wednesday. So this is going to be 4-3-2-1. It's a bit of a weird formation because it can be played in so many different ways, but I've chosen 2 different ways and I'm going to show you how to play it. So as you can see, I mean, this is how we set up normally for chem anyways, but it actually works out perfectly with how we actually want to play this formation. So let's get straight into the tactic side of things here. So straight into the instructions. Your midfield is gonna be the most important part. We're gonna set your, basically you want your primary defensive midfielder, who's going to be your anchor defensive mid, right in the center, and he's going to be set to drop between defenders. Because he's going to be the counterattack stopper. This will be a formation where you get 5 guys forward and you want to stop that counterattack from really being able to happen. Marquinhos is great for that. Someone pacey, agile, not necessarily agile for Marquinhos, but someone pacey and high defensive ability in the midfield is going to be perfect. Of course, cover center with your center midfield because they will drift everywhere if you don't have them set to cover center. And everything else is basically set to default. So basically drop between defenders and cover center for Marquinhos. Fred is our box-to-box. We have him set to stay back while attacking. Meanwhile, it is not the drop between defenders, so we obviously have Marquinhos doing that. Fred will be the kind of box-to-box. He will be able to get forward a bit when needed. So that's basically the stay back while attacking keeps him a little bit more forward. This is a bit of a weird one. We haven't really done this a ton. With Bruno and Fred, we're going to have them set to cover wing and set to aggressive interception because they're going to be occupying that space just behind in this formation or in this setup I've got. It'll be just behind Neymar, so it'll be a little bit more wide. So he'll be set to cover wing as well as Bruno. He will be set to balanced attack because we want him more forward, obviously. And cover wing with the same as Bruno. It occupies a bit more space underneath Verratti, because I feel like when you hit cover center with these guys, there's a lot of spaces to thread through balls to the outside, so we don't want the open up the outside be channels or wings. And then aggressive interceptions for him as well. This is a formation that, when set up properly, can be very, very effective in a high press situation, especially when you've got that solo defensive mid that sits back and prevents counterattacks. Moving on to your attackers. There's 2 ways you can play this. You can play this with these 2 getting in behind, and Alwar is my center or central striker. He, for me, in my 3-5-2 that I play, is a second striker anyways, so this works out perfectly and will be how I play this. So Verratti and Neymar offer me a lot of pace, dribbling, finishing on the wings. It's really not the wings, it's outside forwards, really. So it can get a little crowded. So right now we have Alwar set to a false 9. This makes it so he will drop a bit into the midfield, fill the space that will be not occupied by Marquinhos, could be staying back, and it's part of the reason we have Fred and Bruno going so wide. We want Alwar to drop back a little bit into that space where he can get the ball from any of the 3 midfielders and create. So it's almost like when you start your offense, you would playing like a 4-1-2-1-2 in a sense. It's not quite, but almost. So we're going to have him set to false 9 and stay central. We want him to stay central because this is already going to be a formation that's pretty crowded up top anyways. So we want him staying as central as possible. Aggressive interceptions for the high press is very important. Verratti, it'll be the same as Neymar. He'll have balanced width because we don't really want him to stay central because Alwar's taking up that position, but we also don't want him to drift too far wide where he's not going to be in the play. And essentially, if we have him drift wide, it'll become like a 4-3-3, and we don't want that. So we want Verratti and Neymar both set to balance with and both set to get in behind. Essentially, what we're going to be doing, if you imagine maybe like a Liverpool style of play, where you'll have Firmino as the center forward and you'll have 2 runners off each side with the Mane and Mo Salah. So it's almost like that 4-3-3 with the false 9, but this allows Alwar to get a bit more forward and offers a bit more compact of a midfield. Aggressive interceptions on both the wingers is going to be super important, so when you do press, you can easily get the ball back if you know how to press successfully. I'll do a video on how to press I guess call it successfully. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up in the video, and stay tuned so you know when that video is coming up, because high press this year is so beyond overpowered. It's ridiculous. Until they patch it, it's broken on PS5. So moving into the defenders, both the center backs will be staying the same, stay back while attacking, normal interceptions. And Tellez and Kyle Walker will set to stay back while attacking, but when they do go forward, we want them set to overlap. If we have them set to mixed attack or inverted would be an absolute catastrophe with this formation. So we want them set to overlap. When you have them set to overlap, essentially what they're going to do is they're both going to overlap on the outside of Verratti and Neymar. So say you send one of them going forward, and you've got Neymar on the corner of the 18-yard box, Kyle Walker is going to be offering a pass outlet to that position on the right. So it's essentially like a right winger, basically. So you will need pacey fullbacks and fullbacks that can play a pass, basically. Going into the tactic side of things, for this, you're going to want to play a fast build-up. But this, again, is going to be very important for Marquinhos, is having that DM set to stay back, or drop between defenders, so you do have that counterattack stopper. If you feel like you are getting caught out a bit on counterattacks, play possession. It will take a little bit longer for your team to get moving forward, but the passing options should be very, very prevalent. You'll have a ton of space to pass into because they'll be moving around frequently, and you've got 6 players in that midfield that you can pass to. So for this, personally, I would be going with the either fast build-up or possession. Myself, personally, I will be going with fast build-up because I do trust Marquinhos in my midfield to sit back and defend that. Width, we're going to want to set this to 5 width, so we do get a little bit of width out of our attackers, but not too much. And our depth, it doesn't matter. Depth is all dependent on your center back pace. I'm going to go 5-5 here in defensive style balanced. In all honesty, you're going to want to have higher depth because it keeps your defensive midfielder and your back line a little bit higher up, and it's playing attackers to a higher line. And with basically the meta this year being the exact same, it's turning into the exact same as FIFA 20, where Longley with a shadow can catch up to Kylian Mbappe and Neymar. So, I don't know. You can play a little bit more higher up the pitch with your back line. Width for the offense. Sorry, that was defensive. For the offense, we want the same thing. I basically give you the offensive instructions for defensive. Anyways, width 5, maybe even 6 you could go to. Players on box, corners, free kicks, that is, again, all personal. And that is basically the 4-3-2-1 tactical review. If you have any questions, I stream every single night, Monday through Saturday on Twitch. I will leave my link in the description below. Stop over, say what's up, let me know your thoughts on this video, and if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have on any of my videos or any of my formation guides. And yeah, guys, that's all I got for you for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Peace, fellas.